Hello everyone, welcome to Bab Fashion's YouTube channel. My name is Eunice. So today we're going to be learning how to make this structured sleeve you saw on the thumbnail. These are the materials I'll be using to achieve the structured sleeve. I have my doll face satin and I have my taffeta which will serve as the lining. Taffeta is another kind of satin that we use for lining. This is doll face and this is taffeta. And then here I have my hard gum stay. And then I also have my crinoline that I'll be using to add some fluffiness at the hem. So to get started, I'll be marking on my gum stay so that it's very clear for us to see. So the armhole of your client or whoever you're making this outfit for will determine the amount of fabric you will be using. So here in this case, the armhole of my client is 8 inches. Of course, 8 on fold, that means round is 16 inches. So that's 16. I'll be folding 8 into 2. But before you fold 8 into 2, because if you notice the structured sleeve, it had some gathering around here. I'm going to be increasing the width by 5 inches. So basically this means that everything I'll be folding will be 13 inches. I'm going to fold my gum stay 13 inches. So here is my 13 inches. 13 inches. This is the folded part. On this side here, I'm going to come down by 6 inches. Can you see? This is the open side. I'm coming down by 6 inches. So I'm going to bring my pattern master and draw a slanted line like this. So the length of the sleeve is 11 inches. So I'll go ahead and mark my 11 inches like this. So here is my 11 inches. So now on this point, remember I said that the armhole of my client is 8 inches, right? So this is basically where my 8 inches stops. So this is extra 5 inches. So now I'll go ahead and get the midpoint of this slanted line. Here I have 7 inches now because it's 13 inches I folded, but now there is a slanted line that's increased and I'm having 14 inches, almost 14.5. So I haven't gotten this now. I'm going to bring my curved ruler like this. Can you see what I'm doing? I marked the midpoint here. So I'm just going to place my curved ruler like this and then create this shape here. You see? Can you see that? And then I'll also place my curved ruler like this and then create the shape at this end here. Let's do it nicely. So this is just like the regular, your normal basic sleeve, but this is bigger than the normal sleeve that we usually have. Okay, so now that I have this point like this, I'm going to come up at the hem here. This is the length here. I'm going to come up from the hem. I'll be going up by 4 inches. So can you see that? So I'll go up by 4 inches and then I'll slant it to meet this point, because I'll take it down to this point. So now from this point here, I can actually extend it depending on how long you want this part to be. So I can just come down by 2 inches here. So just going to curve it like this. Can you see what I've done? I marked my 11 inches initially, but now I went up by 4 inches at this point. And then here I'm going down by 2 inches to curve it this way. Can you see that? So this is what I'll be doing. I'm just going to go ahead and cut out my sleeve. So this is what I have here. I'll be needing two of this. I'll be needing two of this And then I'll also place it on my satin and cut out two pieces from my satin and place it on my lining fabric, which is a taffeta, and cut out two pieces and show us the next thing to do. After cutting out my sleeves, can you see this is the satin and this is my taffeta. I have two pieces each. I'm going to fuse my gum stay. That's to iron my gum stay to it. I don't know if you can see it. This part is the shiny part. For this gum stay, you can use your hard stay. That's your peplum stay. You can use hard net. Whatever hard interfacing you have, you can go ahead and use it. So I'll be ironing my gum stay to the lining fabric. That's to my lining, which is the taffeta, not on the main fabric, which is the satin. So I'm going to press the both of them and show us the next thing to do. So, so you can see I've ironed my gum stay to the lining. Okay, so sometimes this gum stay has a way of being raw, so that's why it's always advisable to put, if you're using gum stay, always place it on your lining. Don't place directly on the fabric, especially when you use steam to iron it. So and just form some small bumps like this, but you know it's okay for it to be inside, not outside. So now the next thing I'll be doing is to take my crinoline and sew it to the hem. I'll be sewing it half inch away from the hem. Take note of what I'm doing. I'll place it half inch away from the hem. I'm going to be using masking tape to cover up this part so that you can see it's plastic so that it doesn't poke the skin. So I'll place it half inch away from the hem, still on the lining. After doing that, I'll also top stitch it here. So another thing you can use also is your boning. You can actually sew your boning to the hem also here. So all you need to do is to also go up by half inch, and then sew your boning. You sew on this line and sew on the second line. This will actually give it more structure than even the crinoline, because the crinoline is softer than it. But in this case, this is what I'm using. Since I'm using a hard stay already, so I'm going to be using my crinoline. I'm not using boning. So that's it. So I'm going to sew it and show us the next step. So I'm done sewing my crinoline. Can you see what I have? I remember I said I was going to be using masking tape to tape down this part. I did that. So you can see I left half inch here. So now this is what I'll be doing. I'm going to place it like this, and then I'm going to sew on half inch. This is the base of the sleeve. I'm going to sew on half inch this way all the way to this end. So this is it. I'll sew on half inch this way all the way to this end. I'll repeat the same thing for the second sleeve. So I'm done sewing my lining and fabric together. So the next thing I'll be doing now is this seam allowance. This is the half inch I used to sew it. I'm going to be pushing the seam allowance. I'm going to be top stitching the seam allowance towards the lining. That's towards the one with the gum stitch. So I'm just going to shift it this way and top stitch it this way. So this is what I mean. Sewing it. So you can see it has given way. This is even without ironing. Can you see what I have on the right side? Everything is coming out really neat. And then you can see the wrong side is also neat. This is just to help keep your fabric in place. So by top stitching it this way, so you can see that at this side, you see that is this satin that is showing a little. So it's not going to allow the lining protrude to the other side. I hope that makes sense. So now the next thing I'll be doing is to place my fabric like this. So you want to trim out any excess you have. So now, you see this is how it is. I'm going to place my fabric like this, right side facing right side. So you can see the lining. So this is the lining and this is the main fabric. I'll be sewing on half inch this way. So I'm just sewing it on half inch. So you want to just trim out your excess, anything excess. Then you now turn it to the wrong side like this. So can you see this? So this part, you need to notch this part There's this sharp end here. How do you notch it? All you need to do is to just try to notch this place. That's cut it like this. This is so that it can allow it relax. Don't want that place to be too sharp. So having done that, I'm going to take it to my pressing table and press it well. So this is what it looks like from the wrong side. As you can see, this is the lining side. And then this is what it looks like from the right side. So I'm going to take it to my ironing table and press it very well. Then I'll go ahead and top stitch this part and show us how to attach our basic sleeve to it. So here we are after sewing it. Can you see what I have? So now it's time for me to show us how to fix it to our basic sleeve. This is my basic sleeve. So the first thing to do is to fold it like this, and then you notch here. And also the basic sleeve too, you fold and notch. So for the basic sleeve, I'm going to be measuring my armhole. Everything I have here is 8.5. So this is a sleeve of 8.5 inches armhole. So now you'll come here. You want to gather this sleeve two to the same 8.5. Remember that we're going to be sewing them together. So what you need to do is this. I will measure where my 8.5 inches is. So you can see that I have this is what I have to pleat. So this is what we'll be doing now. So I'm going to be pleating. I'll pleat from the right. This is my right. I'll pleat this way, and then I'll also pleat this way. So this is what we'll do. I'll go ahead from the center here. I'm going to be pleating like this is 1 inch. You can eyeball 1 inch. I'll do that this way. Pleat again. I'll pleat this way. So let me do one more. But you can now go ahead. This is your center now. You can now go ahead and measure and see what you have left so that you know what you have to pleat. So to this seam line here, I have 10 inches. So I still have 1.5 to pleat. So I'll pleat it again this way. So, and then I'll pin it down like this. So I'll take my measurement from the center here to this side. So you can see I now have my 8.5 inches. This is my joining line here. So this is my 8.5 inches. So the same thing I've done on this side, I'm going to be repeating the same thing on this other side. So after pleating both sides, this is what I have. You want to make sure that your pleats are even. Can you see what it looks like here? So I'm just going to top stitch this pleats now like this. You want to do it from the inside because you can see it is rounded in shape. So I'll try to sew very close to the tip here. So can you see? After sewing it down, I can now take off my pins I have here like this. Basic sleeve. So you want to make sure that this part that is joined together is also aligning with the part of your basic sleeve that is joined together like this. I'm just going to be pinning from the inside now. So I'll pin my basic sleeve from inside. When I'm done pinning it, I'll show us how to sew it. Sleeve from the inside. This is what I have. So now the next thing we'll do is to sew it round from here. So I'll do that and show us. Okay, I'll do that while we watch me doing it. This is what it looks like after sewing. Can you see? You see, everything is neat. The only place I need to weave now is the armhole. That's after I've joined it to the outfit. If you don't want to weave it, you can always use a bias to turn this place and give it that neatness here so that your work comes out. This on the mannequin so that we see what it looks like. Okay, so here's the outcome of our sleeve. It came out beautiful. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Please do not forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to my channel. See you in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.